We did not want to take the return trip to the south on the big tarred Route 9, but rather drive further east on small secondary roads and include where possible detours into the local mountains. But as soon as we were on the way, a police car overtook and stopped us. The officials asked us for help. They had a bus that was stranded firmly there. If we could pull it out. Of course, we are happy to do that. So we had to turn around and then turn into the road that leads through the hills to the Bolivian border according to our GPS. There were already some people and excavators at work. The border police told us that they had found this bus abandoned, presumably from one of the robber gangs who's secretly moving goods across the nearby border. The bus is thus evidence. Quickly attach the steel cable, position Globy, pull and pang. A thick rope grips. We search for reasons. The bus brakes are blocked, and as the bus cannot be started, the brakes cannot be released. Even the excavator can't do anything, and so we unfortunately have to leave without having achieved anything. Such a pretty village, which is at the beginning of the route which we had chosen. It is a small street that runs almost parallel to the big Route 9. The landscape is lovely and hilly, including small rivers that Globy can cross, of course, without any problems. That's the way we like it. Well, sometimes it shakes quite a bit. But with this view, you really cannot complain. Unfortunately, this little street also has the bad habit of suddenly becoming very narrow. Honestly, I prefer these passages, especially if we get visit from the Vicuña. We are happy about these beautiful white dirt roads with great underground. But we were too happy too soon. We dive into the next range of hills, which of course comes up with narrower streets again. And to make matters worse, the rain partially washes away whole pieces of land that would actually be part of the road. Often we do not have an inch left, or rather a few inches too little in width. I'm glad that I cannot see that. Well, of course, it's difficult if your eyes are closed. Peter, however, keeps his eyes open and drives with Globy as if he could run on tiptoe and move his stomach. Really great. We did not talk much on this track. The concentration needed for such roads is really high, and that for hours. We are always really grateful if we arrive safely at the bottom. Shortly after we roared a few kilometers on the tarred road to the south, it itched us in the fingers, respectively in the tires, to make another trip to another range of hills. According to the guide, everything was easy to cruise. That was very true the entire way up to the village Iturbe. Really pretty, with little houses and an idyllic village square. The riverbed crossing is no problem at all, as the water level was very low. We were surprised how many villages hide in the valleys between the hills. Most of them are really cute and neat looking. And as usual, a strong wind blows here too. These gorges are quite something. You don't really want to tumble downwards there. Partly the valleys are very narrow, just like the streets. Is that familiar to you? Exactly, same here. Again, this prancing along mountainsides and half hovering over the abyss. Nothing for the faint of heart, that's for sure. So, slowly we should actually reach the summit. But what is brewing there is not really encouraging. Thick grey fog is spreading. With zero visibility, we do not want to shut down on the other side. That's too dangerous. We therefore decide to turn around and go back the same way. After leaving the highlands, it's get really lush green all around. The cars overtake like mad, and we get slowly used to drive on tarred roads again. But this street seems to be a rip snorter. Somehow, this is the sports track par excellence. We cannot look as fast enough as the cyclists and joggers on the left and right came across. Alone, in pairs or in groups, male and female, really everything was represented. Incredible. But after the village, it's all over. Finally, we treat ourselves with a little trip. With Ernstli, we drive to the lookout point of the Cuesta de Portezuelo. In endless narrow and steep hairpin bends, the road winds along the mountain. The view is spectacular, and with a quad, the excursion is a pure pleasure. In such beautiful weather, it is really fun to let the wind blow around your nose. A barnstorming highlight before the summer break.